Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank, you are listening, caring partner.
Thank you for watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. This week, our guest is Mark Nanga of Bustani Movers, whose only reason for starting his business was to make a change because he felt frustrated. Karibu sana.
Asante, Catherine.
Mark,
yes,
you were frustrated. That's why you started a business.
Yes,
tell us
true.
about Bustani.
Bustani is a home and office moving company. That's what we specialize in mostly. We are a full service moving company, and apart from that, we offer storage services and also transport and logistics. We are looking to venture into that.
Tell us what inspired it.
As a young man growing up in Nairobi, we used to move out quite a lot. Yes, and we used to have those very roughly handled moves, by rogue people who just came, took our belongings, they just throw them in the truck, and by the time you get to your next place, your new home, you mostly have to start over once more, because most of your belongings, they either torn up, some of them are stolen, you have so many breakages, and it really used to get to me that, especially for my dad, he had to start purchasing and investing in new household goods. So I thought that we could be the change.
Starting a business requires some investment,
yes,
and especially a moving business.
Yeah.
How did you finance your company?
Being a young entrepreneur, especially in our country, it's obvious that we struggle a lot in raising the starting capital. And what we did actually, we tried to improvise as much as we could and to maximize on what little that we had. And the main thing is that the team that I'm working with is a really effective team, and I really thank God for that. What we did, we got people with trucks. We had an agreement, and we decided that this is what we are going to be doing with your trucks, and then at the end of the month, this is what you're going to be getting. After that, we got the required packing materials, and then we got online. We were able to use that to our advantage and to get as many people talking about it, because what we have, at least we are knowledgeable about the internet things, and we have presences in social media. So we are able to use that network of friends to make sure that we got the word out as much as possible.
Why do you call your company Bustani?
Before I got into the moving business, where we used to stay, we had a loan, and I used to take much pleasure in taking care of the plants, you see. And I used to go around and making sure that everything looks bright, and cutting the flowers, the big flowers. And at the end of the day, I used to enjoy so much when I saw the beauty of it. It was really inspiring, and I felt like when I was looking for a name, I felt like, okay, there's so many complicated names that make the company seem so not creative, and I wanted a creative name. So I thought, what can I get from all of this? It's inspiring, and it's a garden. In Kiswahili, gardens are bustani. So I decided, that's simple enough and inspiring enough for me.
Besides the moving services, what else do you offer your clients?
We offer storage, self-storage. Self-storage means that you're the one who does it for yourself. We pack for you, and then we are able to transport. Then you keep the key to the warehouse. So that remains with you. But there's also another form of storage whereby we keep everything, and you just call us to bring it back. And then we also offer auto transport. So if you want to transport, if you're moving out and you have, let's say like 3 cars, so we will come and offer transport for your cars.
It's a very competitive market. How have you managed to set yourself apart?
Our service goes beyond moving, and we try, as we say, we tell our clients that we help you before the move, during the move, and even after the move. What we have done is to personalize our services as much as possible.
When you say personalized, what do you mean?
When we send our team to do the survey at homes, we try as much as possible to just sit them down and explain the whole thing. We find that most people in their quest of being professional, they mostly take these things for granted, you know. Like if you don't know what I'm offering, then you won't understand why you're paying, you see. So what we do is try to have that personalized touch and to know the client. Not that we get so much into your private life, but we try to at least make you feel at home.
And what about, have you also considered if I'm going to move to another county?
We've been able to move people around Kenya. We've done Mbita, we've been to Mbita, Kisumu, Mombasa, and also we were able to, it was not a move, but we were able to transport some things to Kigali.
For anybody who wants to start a business like yours, what is it that they require to know that is important?
If you do not have your goals set straight, then you will have no reason to continue. And I can promise you that without goals, it will break you at some point.
Mark, having been in business for the last 2 years, what lessons have you learned?
When I started it, I did not have everything set, but I knew that if I get into this, you know, I'm not going to come out no matter how hard it gets. So you have to have your mind set. And you have to count the cost of it. You have to know, what do I need? You don't want to be in a place whereby even the clients know more than you yourself, you see. So you have to do prior research and to see what do we have at this time in the country, you know. You have to look at your competitors and see what are they offering. And then you have to think at a higher level, you know, how much can I improve on this?
Mark, it's important to have learned all that, and what you've just shared really, I'm sure, will help somebody who may want to start a business, such as yours or any businesses, that they need to focus. I think that's what you're saying, mostly. Yeah? But would like to know, what kind of goals did you set for yourself before you started the business? But we'll do this after this break.
Yeah, sure.
More on Mark's story after this break.
Going back to school is easy and convenient with Equity Bank. You can get a banker's check for 100 shillings. Deposit school fees at any Equity Bank branch or Equity agent for free if the school, college or university has an account with Equity Bank. What's more, you don't have to be an Equity Bank customer to benefit. Visit any Equity Bank branch or Equity agent today to pay your school fees conveniently. Equity Bank, your back to school bank.
Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. This week, our guest is Mark Nanga of Bustani Movers. Mark, before the break, I asked, what kind of goals did you set before you started your business? What were they?
I had one goal in mind, which is growth. And I learned from someone that if you're not growing, then you're dying. And the main thing that Bustani is about not just growing the company, but also growing people. So as an entrepreneur, it's a really big task on my part that everybody who comes at Bustani, we have to impact their lives in a way.
How many people do you work with?
For now, we have 9 permanent staff, and we also have 10 more who are not usually in the office, but they are always available in case we have an overload.
And those are the people you impact, you want to grow?
Yes, and
how do you do that?
I can tell you that they are growing. First of all, I make sure that each of our employees, they have their own vision in life. What I do is I make sure that before we can get working, it is not about the CV and how much you're learned. It is not about how much you know in life. It's basically about where you're going. And I find that working with people who have a vision, it's really easy because you don't have to tell them what to do. You don't have to command them around.
But I find that's very admirable, that you do recognize that it is important for anybody who's working for you must have their own individual visions. Yes. However, what is your company's vision?
Our company's vision is to be the smart movers in our industry. Yeah, because we feel there are many people offering the same service, but we don't feel like they meet the standards and that we are setting.
Having been in business for the last 2 years, what do you feel has been your greatest achievement?
I love working with people, and in every place when I speak about any achievement, it has to be related to the people in our lives. And I'll say that having seen people come into our company and growing their own visions in a way such that we are able to give them the connections, we are able to provide some capital for them, I'll say that that has been our greatest achievement as a team.
What kind of challenges are you faced with?
First of all, the infrastructure in our country is wanting, and most of the time we find that we have to do many repairs and fixing, especially our trucks, and we find that that is a bit costly, especially in the rural sides.
What advice would you give any young person watching you today?
For any young person who is watching this, the first thing they need to do is to get started. Don't look at what is not working. Don't look at what faults you have. I believe that for everyone, they have something special to offer. And if you do not give it to us, then you're being unfair to everybody who's around you.
Who would you say are your role models?
The first one would be Strive Masiwa. He's the founder of Econet Wireless, and is also a born-again entrepreneur. He instills in me that belief that I can still do it. And then, of course, I have my spiritual authority. Her name is Reverend Sylvia, and she's the one who makes sure that I do not wander off the track, because at the end of it all, we are going to be accountable for everything that we have.
Where do you see yourself in the next few years?
My big vision is that my company will be on the New York Stock Exchange. Yes. The future is bright, and let's just wait and see.
And I can see it. Your future is very bright.
Thank you.
Because you have chosen to make a change in something that frustrated you.
Yes.
And that is what we are called to do. Look at our environment, see what we can do, make a difference.
Yes.
And that's what you're doing. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you, Catherine.
I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Next, Charles Mukangi, who will be discussing purpose-driven entrepreneurship. You don't want to go away.
The bigger goal is not the bottom line or the revenue that you actually have. The bigger goal is a kind of impact that you leave.
Janet Chebet has been named this year's overall best farmer. Chebet was presented the accolade during this year's World Food Day ceremony held in Nyamira Town, the venue for the World Food Day 2015 celebration.
Si tulipata loan kutoka Equity Bank wakati tuliamua tufanye ukulima. Tuliamua kupanga hizo pesa, tukazingatia ukulima yenye iko mixed farming. Tumeweza kupanda nyanya ndani ya greenhouse, tumeweza kufuga samaki ndani ya greenhouse na zingine ziko kwa open field. Tumeweza kupanda watermelon, butternut ama aina nyingi za malenge. Advice yangu kwa vijana, wengi wamemaliza shule, wamemaliza colleges, wanang'ang'ana kutafuta ile white collar job. But nawaimiza watumie teknolojia ya kisasa, which is drip irrigation. Waifanye ukulima na hapo itawezesha wafike mbali na wataweza kuajiri hata vijana wenzao.
Speaking at the event, Nyamira County Governor John Nyangarama lauded farmers in the county for embracing farming as a business.
Nyamira, whose economy greatly depends on agriculture, we have put up measures that are aimed at sustaining growth of the agricultural sector. We have identified the subsectors that have the greatest potential to drive growth and reduce poverty. We have also partnered with our people, with our friends, with our stakeholders within and without the country to make sure that this is possible.
The World Food Day commemorates the founding of the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, in October 1945. It is celebrated annually in all partner countries with the aim of eradicating hunger worldwide. The 2015 World Food Day theme was social protection and agriculture, breaking the cycle of rural poverty.
We started this organization so that we can encourage our age mates. You can come up with any business and you will arrive at somewhere. Because of this, we have created employment opportunity and we are trying to raise the crime in the community. We as young entrepreneurs, we want to prosper. We are the small mwangis. So far, my colleagues are here and we are very much happy with Equity. They have really made us to be where we are.
Farmers who have adopted best practices in food production were acknowledged and awarded certificates and trophies.
Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business, where our goal is to see you succeed. This week, our expert is Charles Mukangi of Melky Solutions, who is here to discuss purpose-driven entrepreneurship. Karibu sana, Charles.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
Purpose-driven entrepreneurship, what is that? What does that mean?
When you look at entrepreneurship by itself and the journey that Africa actually is in, or Africans are in right now, or in fact, just generally even mankind, you realize that there's a lot of talk towards purpose. This is my purpose in life. This is what I want to accomplish in life. This is the kind of impact that I actually want to live in life. And there's a lot of talk around legacy. So purpose-driven entrepreneurship perhaps could actually be coming up with organizations or coming up with businesses that actually are in line with individual entrepreneurs' purpose. There are very many people who are actually doing what they're passionate about, the footballers and what they're doing. That's their business, And so purpose-driven entrepreneurship is just that, is coming up with an entrepreneurship program or entrepreneurship organization that is based on the individual's purpose.
Like in the case of Mark.
Yes, like in the case of Mark. So Mark, as you can actually see, and very interesting story and very inspiring young man, I must actually say. He's actually driven by something huger than just making money. Yeah. He wants to leave an impact in life. I mean, he made very critical statements, like he's called to be a blessing.
Yes.
In our generation, I mean. And then from there, then you actually start seeing the smaller vision, which is to actually get his company to the New York Stock Exchange. It's important to actually look at it that way. Not even to look at it that way, to actually articulate it that way. The bigger picture is not the New York Stock Exchange. The bigger picture is to be a blessing to a society. So you realize that New York Stock Exchange becomes a smaller part of his vision.
Yes.
Because there's something bigger. You can be in the New York Stock Exchange, but he's not impacting the world like the way he'd want to be.
Most of us take that as CSR.
Exactly.
Can I separate that from my core business? Because his core business is really moving people from one place to another. But then he also talked about blessing. Can I separate those two?
Let me put it this way. I think people have separated them. But when you're looking at purpose-driven entrepreneurship, then it's one and the same thing. Because it's a call to humanity. It's like social enterprise. It's whereby the bottom line is the other thing. Money becomes a tool rather than an end. Yes. The end. So the money is an end to a means. So you realize for him, for other organizations, it's, we want to make all this money and then go and do something for society. For him, I've got something to do for society, and therefore we shall be doing this as I do that. So the money or the bottom line becomes a means to an end. The bigger goal is not the bottom line or the revenue that you actually have. The bigger goal is a kind of impact that you leave.
So every business that we start, anybody who is thinking about starting a business should put that as a first consideration, that it has to have a purpose besides just solving an issue.
Exactly, because it's from your purpose that you actually derive your vision. So I want to be a blessing to humanity, say for example. Then after that, his vision is, okay, you know what? We're gonna be the smart company. So I'm not just gonna move my clients to where they actually want to go, but I'll equally do it in a very good way. I'll make sure that they're handled well. I'll make sure that they actually get more than actually what they intended to be. Thirdly, and most importantly, they're self-driving individuals. These are people who are already driven, they're already motivated. As you also heard, he also wants to work with people who equally have their own visions, and therefore they're self-driven. These are people who want to develop other leaders. They want to create a certain form of influence in society or a movement in society other than just make money. Bill Gates' vision was to see a computer before every single human being. Now he's accomplishing it, and he's never built even one computer. It's not how much is in the account, it's how much of lives have we actually touched or impacted, for that matter. So it's the good thing about it is that people are passionate. Then most importantly, you become the brand.
And that's where purpose comes in.
That's where purpose comes in.
Are you saying then purpose equals innovation?
It's easier to innovate in your purpose. People rather open enterprises in which they are naturally strong in. They're already naturally gifted in.
Thank you, Charles. That actually just brings in a lot of clarity for anybody who wants to start a business, or perhaps in somewhere in maybe 5 years into their business now, they have now really discovered what their purposes are, and of course they will obviously redirect what their goals are and where they're going.
Correct.
Thank you so much for that clarity, Charles.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. Do have a blessed week.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank.
Equity Bank. You are listening, caring partner.